So we gonna get started. You know, we gonna finish where we left off at. Give me Romans 15:4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Right. So what was written, I'm saying aforetime was written for our learning, right? Go ahead.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Right. So we going through the scriptures and we're showing you some examples of hatred that was going on back then and how it's going on today, right? Give me let's see, I can start out with an article. Give me the article 929. 929. Cause hatred, it don't have no gender, age, man, woman, children. That spirit can hate anything. Pull the article. Read that.
Saint and mother accused of leaving kids home alone during storm.
Now this happened. Now this storm happened this Friday. They say the mother. Go back up to the title. They say the mother is accused of leaving the kids at home during the storm. Right. Let's read. It's Saint Anne, so they ain't put a picture up, but you know how people in Saint Anne. Scroll down. I mean, read the. Yeah. Read. Yeah. Go ahead.
St. Louis County, Missouri. A St. Anne, Missouri woman is facing charges for allegedly leaving her children home alone during last Friday's severe weather event.
Go ahead.
According to the St. Anne Police Department's probable cause statement, Crystal Ray left her 4 children, ages 8, 5, 3, and 8 months.
So you got, they ain't even teenagers. This is 8-year-old. They 5, 1, 3, and 1 is 8 months. Go ahead.
Unsupervised at the home during the dangerous storm.
Keep reading.
Police said the children were upset and scared.
Damn right, they was upset and scared. Go ahead.
And said their mother left while the tornado sirens were going off.
Uh-huh.
It's believed the children were left alone for several hours.
Several hours. Scroll down, see if there's some more. Yeah. Read that.
When police met with Ray, she appeared to be intoxicated.
So she was drunk. She left to go get drunk in the middle of a storm and left her kids at home. Go ahead.
While being taken into custody, police said Ray wrestled with officers and struck and kicked them.
So they tried to lock her up and she started hitting back. Now, this is all type of hatred right here. Obviously, she hate her kids. I don't know what mother or what father would leave their kids 8, 5, 3, and an 8-month-old during the storm, right? Give me what scripture I want? Give me Titus. No, give me give me Titus 2 and 3. This is why it's important to teach God's laws, because without God's laws, we crazy. You know, and believe it or not, women have to be taught how to be mothers. And they come from a godly, fearing woman. You know what I'm saying? And a God-fearing man that's keeping God's commandments, right?
That's right.
Let's see what the Bible say about this. Read that.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
It say be in behavior as becoming holiness. Now we see in this article there was nothing holy about that. She left her kids for several hours. They was scared. They was upset while she out there getting drunk. Ain't no telling what she did out there in the middle of a dangerous tornado storm. Go ahead, keep reading.
Not false accusers.
Uh-huh.
Not given to much wine.
Not given, you know what I'm saying, to too much wine. She was intoxicated to the point where she fought the police. So now she facing another charge, an assault on an officer. Go ahead.
Teachers of good things.
It say teachers of good things. Why? Because a godly woman's going to teach the woman, the younger woman, how to be a mother, how to love your kids, right? Go ahead.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
It say teach the young women to be sober. Obviously, she wasn't taught that. Maybe her mother drank. Maybe her, you know what I'm saying, her grandmother drank. I don't know. But nobody taught her to be sober. Go ahead.
To love their husbands.
It say to love their husbands. I'm sure she ain't had no husband. I know she ain't had no husband doing that. Go ahead.
To love their children.
It say to love their children. Our people are having kids and they don't know how to love. They feel with so much hate. Why? Because the world hates us right now. You know, and slavery did a number on us. You know, it made the hate that we had times 10. Hell, times 100. Like, damn, that's crazy, bro. I mean, just to think about the psyche of that. That's a damn storm going on, power out, wind blowing. You say, I'm finna go get drunk, go do what I do, meet Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? You left the kids at home. They had their little Scooby snacks. She turned the TV on for them. They scared. The sirens going off. But man, listen, man, you gotta like dig deep inside the mind and say, how much hatred do you have for your kids? Go ahead. You got something?
That's crazy, because you know the sirens was going off before she left.
Yeah.
That's what it said. And the kids, they start getting nervous. They start hearing the sirens. They looking at mama like, what's going on?
Yeah.
She going outside to get drunk.
Going outside to get drunk. You know what it is? She hate her baby daddy. That's what it is. And that happens a lot in our community. The mother hate the child's father because he ain't with her no more. So she'll take it out on the kids. She'll do all sorts of evil towards the kids. I hate this little nigga. You remind me of your damn daddy. You know, and you start treating your own kid with disrespect. To the point where you like, you know what? I'm finna go get drunk. Never mind this storm. If you die, you die. You know what I'm saying? Read that last part again.
To love their children.
It say to love their children, right? Read verse 5.
Verse 5. To be discreet. Chaste. Keepers at home.
It say keepers at home. The aged woman supposed to teach the young woman, stay your ass in the house. Stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, our people, they want to be outside. They want to go to the club. They want to get drunk. They want to be on the block. Damn. But you got kids at home. You know, to the point where you ready to risk it all. You know what I'm saying? And now you locked up. And now your kids probably got to go to a foster care if they ain't got grandma around. If they ain't got nobody to take care of the kids. You know, and they going to get caught up in that system. And it's going to be a repeated cycle of just hatred going all over again. Because them kids, man, they might be messed up after this. You know, they're going to grow up just full of hate. Why? Because mama hated them. You know, so, you know, that's, hey, you got something? Yeah, so give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 28.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 28.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
That's a curse right there. The Lord said he was going to smite us with madness and blindness. You got to be a mad person to leave your kids at home during a dangerous storm to get drunk. Bruh. I mean, she a bird brain. You know, they got that song out, Bird Brain. Now I understand what that means. You know, hey, it's crazy. She an ostrich. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, you know, but this is how low our people have become. You know, and like I said, that's why we going through this Bible, and we're going to show you some examples of hatred to let you know that this spirit been around since the beginning of time, right? Give me let's go, give me an example. Let me get let's go to Cain. Genesis 4 and 8. 4 and 3. Let's go to the very beginning. In the beginning. Right?
The book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 3. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord.
Right. So Cain gave his offering unto the Lord, but he brought fruit, right? Go ahead.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock.
Right. So he brought the firstlings of his flock. Go ahead.
And of the fat thereof.
And
the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
And it said the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering, right? Read.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
He's saying unto Cain, his offering, no respect for that. Why? Because he did follow the order. He said, you know what? I'm going to bring you fruit, Lord. Right? Keep reading.
And Cain was very wroth.
And Cain was mad at that. Cain was mad. He said, you don't want my offering, Lord? You don't want what I'm giving you? Read.
And his countenance fell.
Right. And his countenance fell, right? Let's see. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
So the Lord say, hey, why are you mad, Cain? Why are you mad, right? Now, jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother.
It say, and Cain was talking to Abel his brother, because remember, Cain's still mad. He's still mad because the Lord showed favor to Abel. The Lord say, hey, Abel, well done, my son. Cain, you just a hard-headed son. You not doing what I tell you. So, hey, the Lord say, hey, I don't respect your offering. So Cain's still mad. And it say Cain is talking to his brother Abel, right? Read.
And it came to pass, when they were in the field,
now it came to pass when they was in the field, so now they walking around. They out in the field. Go ahead.
That Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
You see that Cain rose up and he killed his brother. Why? Because he was jealous. He had hatred in his heart. Why? Because the Lord had favor towards Abel. And not Cain. But that was Cain's fault. Damn. All Cain had to do was do what the Lord say. That's some of our people today. All you had to do was just follow the order. Both y'all had the order. One brother followed it, the other one didn't do it. He mad because now he got demoted. It is like, bro, all you had to do was just follow the order. Damn. Or could be with the sisters. You know what I'm saying? It was a certain way to make bread. She decided to make it a different way. And now it's like, you know what? You can't make bread no more. Why? Because you didn't follow the order. Both y'all had the recipe. The one sister make it. She good. Now the other one hate that sister. I hate her now. Everybody like her bread now. But they would have liked your bread too. If you would have made it the same way. You know, but that hatred spirit can creep up in many different ways. Many different forms. In this instance, Cain was just mad at Abel. Why? Because the Lord had favor towards him. He really was mad at God. You know, but he couldn't kill God. Say, you know what? I'm going to kill my brother. You know, that's some... You gotta dig deep to that hatred to, like, you gotta really hate somebody that want to kill him. Your own brother, that is. You know what I'm saying? That's your flesh and blood. Like, just think about it. What would make you want to kill him? What would make you want to kill your own brother or your own sister, your own family? It's hatred.
The devil.
It's hatred, and you're not controlling it. You ain't checking it. You know what I'm saying? And we see that going around in our community at a large rate, right? I want to show y'all something about St. Louis. Give me Article 232. Let's pull that up. Show you, because everybody from St. Louis, and you know what I'm saying, if you lived long enough, you will understand this city has some spirits here. It has some real demonic spirits, right? Let's see what the so-called white man said about St. Louis, right? And maybe let's see if y'all agree. Pull the article up. Read that.
St. Louis ranked second most sinful city in America.
You see that? So it say St. Louis was ranked second most sinful city in America. This article was in 2021, right? So let's scroll down. Let's see. Yeah, read that. Read that.
St. Louis is being called one of the most sinful cities in America, according to a new report by personal finance site Wallet Hub.
Can you read?
The report found St. Louis was the second most sinful city, right behind Las Vegas, which claimed the top spot.
You see that St. Louis, they said, according to their studies, St. Louis came behind Las Vegas. I ain't never been to Las Vegas, but they say what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas, right? Vegas is called Sin City, if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy. Ain't prostitution even legal in Las Vegas, ain't it?
Yeah. What they call it, call girls, or they call it some call girls or something. They might not call it that. But this article say the sins fall second behind Las Vegas, right? No, I'm saying scroll down. No. Read the next article. I mean the next part.
Wallet Hub says the holidays are known for indulging on food and spending. To determine the most wicked places in America, Wallet Hub compared more than 180 U.S. cities.
So they compared 180 U.S. cities, right? And let's see what categories they did.
Based on 7 sinful behaviors.
It say based on 7 sinful behaviors. Now, where do you think they got these sins from? I mean, but they got it out the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? They opened up God's book and they said, well, let's go look at some of the sins that God say you shouldn't be doing, and let's go do a study on it. Read some of these sins.
Anger and
hold on, right? Read that part again.
Anger and hatred.
So one of the sins they did a study on was anger and hatred. Notice they got that first, right? They got anger and hatred hand in hand. Why? Because if you get angry enough, you might end up doing some hateful stuff. Read the next one.
Jealousy.
Jealousy will stir up hatred. Right? Read.
Excesses and vices.
Go ahead.
Greed.
When you want something so bad, money. Everybody just want money. Everybody just trying to get it. Right? Read. Lust. Everybody trying to have sex. Everybody trying to, you know what I'm saying, do what they do, right? Read.
Vanity. And laziness.
It's saying laziness. So, this is how they base the sins, right? And we fell too in St. Louis. Scroll down. Let me see if that is. Scroll down. Right. So, it say the sinfulness of St. Louis. It say number one most sin. Read the number one.
The number one is anger and hatred.
Anger and hatred. So, you know, that's what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
So
am I right?
So what they're saying, obviously, is compared to other cities, we rank number one in anger and hatred.
Yeah.
We rank number 8th in all other cities in jealousy, and we rank number 1 in excess and vices is like drug use, drug abuse, and stuff like that. We rank number 1 in them too. Anger, hate, and that makes sense though, because we got not we, but the city got number 1 murder rate, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yo, so you know, and this was in 2021. I guarantee you, ain't much changed. You know what? Give me Sirach 10 verse 7. So if you ever wonder why you wake up just, man, why am I angry? Why I got this hate in me? Cause all these spirits is here. All these demons is here in St. Louis. You know, and you know what they doing? They hopping into and from in bodies. Right? Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
Pride is hateful before God and man.
God say pride is hateful before God and man. Go ahead.
And by both doth one commit iniquity.
Right. So the Lord say pride is hateful before men. Why? Because a lot of the times when you having hate towards somebody, it's pride. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to talk to that person, or you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you got too much pride on you that can't nobody tell you nothing. Or you don't want to go to that person and say they offended you. So you hold that in. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff starts to build up. And it starts to become hatred. You know, and you know what happens when you don't check that hatred? It becomes into murder, right? Give me, let me see what I got. Give me 1 John 4 verse 20. You know, the Lord ain't just write these scriptures down for no reason. You know, and obviously with the research that Esau did, he did a study on St. Louis, and sure enough, anger and hatred is number 1, right? Read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother.
Right, that's most of our people. They say they love God, but they hate their brother. You know what I'm saying? They go to church or they wearing a Jesus piece, whatever they doing. They claim to love God, but then you hate your brother. You just robbed your brother, or you about to go kill your brother or your sister, or you about to do all sorts of manner of evil towards each other, right? Read again.
If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother, he is a liar.
God say you a liar. It's no way you love God, but you hate your brother. How you gonna love God, but you hate your brother? We made in the image of God. You ain't seen God. You can't talk to him, but you can talk to your brother or your sister. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't want to talk to. Nah, I hate that nigga. I'm going to just talk to God. God ain't listening to you. God say you a liar. You don't love him either. Read that part again.
If a man say, I love God,
go ahead,
and hated his brother, he is a liar.
Right, go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen.
It say he that loveth not his brother who you see, right? Go ahead.
How can he love God whom he hath not seen?
And so how you gonna love God that you ain't seen God? Talking about you love Jesus, but you just murdered Pookie. You got 10 bodies on you. You know, or hey, sister's going to the abortion clinic. They go abort the baby Saturday. They going to church Sunday. Damn. Say, I love God. You just killed your kids. You don't love God. You know, so, you know, that hatred spirit, it runs deep. It runs deep, and it'll have you doing all sorts of evil. Because when you got that hate, you know what I'm saying, them other sins come. Like jealousy, lust, envy, greed.
He ain't lying.
Because when you hate somebody, you willing to kill them. So of course you're gonna rob them. You know what I'm saying? Of course you might sleep with their wife or their husband. You're gonna do whatever evil that you can towards them. Why? Because you already got hate for them. And that's something that runs deep in our community, and we have to change that through the laws of God, right? Let me see where I'm at. Let's get another example of hatred in the Bible, right? We already talked about Cain and Abel. Give me Acts 23, verse 12. Let's see, because even our forefathers went through it. The prophets, they dealt with hatred, you know what I'm saying, that was done towards them, right? Let's see what Paul had to deal with. Give me Acts 23, verse 12.
The book of Acts, chapter 23, and verse 12. And when it was day, certain of the Jews banded together.
It's a certain of the Jews, they came together, right? Go ahead.
And bound themselves under a curse.
It say they bound themselves under a curse. This how mad or jealous or how much hate they had towards Paul. They made a curse. They say, you know what? We got to come together and we're going to bound ourselves under a curse, right? Go ahead.
Saying that they would neither eat nor drink till they had killed Paul.
It say they made a curse. They said, listen, we're not going to eat or we're not going to drink till we kill Paul. It said the Jews, so it's telling you of his own people. They said, man, I hate this nigga so much. We not going to eat. We going to just fast until we kill him. That's crazy, bro.
Hey, also, I don't know how mad you gotta be to be like, I ain't gonna eat till I kill this nigga. I ain't gonna eat. I be getting hungry. I ain't gonna never. I don't see how mad you gotta be. That's crazy.
Bro, you gotta think. Grandma got that good pancakes, you know what I'm saying? She got the lasagna ready for you, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all just sitting in the room like, we ain't eating, Grandma. Why not?
You sitting there just steaming, just boiling, thinking about him.
You thinking about Paul so much, I can't eat.
That's crazy.
We made a curse. Grandma like, what's wrong with you? You hate that man that much? You ain't gonna eat my lasagna? Hey. And you gotta watch some brothers and sisters. They saying they fasting. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they might have bound themselves under a curse. You're like, damn. They just, you know, when you fasting, you know what I'm saying, supposed to feel sorrow. They just mad. They just looking why damn, bro, why you mad? Hey, they might have bound themselves under a curse.
You know our sisters can cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just passing up. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's crazy. You know Judas Kitchen, man. Hey, man, you ain't gonna pass Judas Kitchen up every Saturday night.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Hey, damn, brother, you ain't every Saturday. What's going on with you?
I'd have broke soon as I saw the cheese fries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget it, brother. 70 times 70.
Right, read verse 14.
Verse 14. And they came to the chief priest and elders and said, we have bound ourselves under a great curse that we will eat nothing until we have slain Paul.
So they went to the chief priests and the elders of our people and told them this. They say, listen, man, we ain't eating nothing till we kill Paul. Like, that's some serious hatred that you got. He said, I got to go tell the chief priest this. We not gonna eat until Paul is dead. Like, you gotta, like, when you got that much hate in you, it'll cause you to do that. Now you're gonna die of starvation. You know what I'm saying? Because, or, you know, that hater had you not thinking straight. You know, because of the hatred you got towards your own people. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing what God said, love thy neighbor. You know what I mean? But that's how our people is today. You know, that hatred, it'll have you thinking crazy. But this in the scriptures. You know, so when you see it amongst each other or our people, you know we don't people. You're like, hey, I got to open up the book and see what's written. Because history repeats itself. You know, our forefathers and foremothers went through the same thing. And now we going through the same thing because we get much hate when we out teaching. You know, everybody hate us.
That hate, you know, that hate start with self-hatred.
Yeah, self-hate. Yeah, that's right.
Our people scared to face their damn self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why that's why our people hate the prophets so much. Because when you see the prophets or just even any type of good example of what a person's supposed to be, that makes it, and that person hates you because of that, is because they scared to face the man in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that hate. It comes from self-hatred. You hate yourself. If you hate your brother, it's because you hate yourself. So that's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a self problem that our people need to understand, man. We psychologically and just damaged out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Give me Isaiah 3:12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
God say, as for his people, children are the oppressors today, right? Go ahead.
And women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
So, I'm going to show this other video. I'm going to show you another how this hatred is running so deep in our neighborhoods that our younger kids, they full of much hate. I mean, what they call them YNs today, man, these dudes they have no morals. They have no respect for anything. Dang.
Hey, while we wait, get Proverbs 30 and 11 real quick.
Yeah, bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking about the YNs of this generation, right? You know, because, you know, just read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 11. There is a generation that curseth their father,
right,
and doth not bless their mother.
Right, because today's generation, a father or a mother want to be proud of their child, right? You know what I'm saying? They want to be proud of, you know, what they see their child do and so on and so forth. But this generation, they bring a shame to their parents. You know what I'm saying? They disobedient to parents. They disrespectful to their parents. You know what I'm saying? You know, I seen videos of young men beating up on their damn grandma. Yeah. And the black woman was helping them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this generation crazy. Read on.
Verse 12. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes.
Right. Only God can judge me. You know what I'm saying? It's things like that. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody, this generation feel like can't nobody say nothing to them. These YNs, you tell them anything about themselves, they finna. You You know what I'm saying? You tell them anything they doing wrong. You say anything to them that they don't like. I'm sorry. They gonna kill. You know what I'm saying? They ready to kill you. You know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing about. They think what they doing is okay, right? Read.
Damn. And yet is not washed from their filthiness.
Right, read. And because they mindset is, you know, we talk to the young people. They mindset is they try to justify the things they do because of the conditions that they in. They say they talk to God, they pray to God, you know what I'm saying, and they ask God for forgiveness and so on and so forth. But the Bible say they not washed from their filthiness, right? Read.
There is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes.
Right. Think about them music videos that we you know what I'm saying, that they putting out. How prideful and lofty, like look at the women, look at our sisters, the female rappers. You know what I'm saying? How loud and boastful and lofty, and you know what I'm saying, all of these things, you know what I'm saying, like the opposite of what a righteous woman is supposed to be, right? Read.
And their eyelids are lifted up.
Read.
There is a generation whose teeth are as swords.
Right, and that's kind of going into the music and things like that, right? You know what I'm saying? They destroying. Read that verse 14. Read it all the way through.
There is a generation whose teeth are as swords,
right, and
their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor,
right,
from off the earth,
read,
and the needy from among men.
Right, because this music today is destroying our communities. This music today, they got it's called drill music, high speed music, crash out music. It's causing our young men to crash out. You know what I'm saying? At a young age. And they dying at a young age. They killing other young men. You know what I'm saying? They killing other young women. You understand? They killing old people. They killing, like, you know what I'm saying? They have no regard for life. They have no conscience. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the things that they putting in this music, you know what I'm saying, is fueling it. It's perpetuating, continuing to perpetuate, you know what I'm saying, all of this evil going on in our communities. You know what I'm saying? So this generation wicked as hell. You understand? Go ahead, officer. You got
Yeah. All right. Forget that video. Give me 777. You know. So we dealing with a different type of hatred right now. We're gonna show you the hatred between man and woman. You know, I'm gonna show you this article. I'm just bringing out some examples. You know, they should be married, but it say boyfriend and girlfriend. But read that title.
23-year-old woman accused of killing her boyfriend after going through his phone.
Damn. She went through this man's phone, and whatever she saw, she said, I got to kill this dude. Like, it shouldn't be that serious to where you want to kill the man you sleeping with, right? Let's scroll down. Look at her. She look crazy. Read that. No, yeah, read that.
Nationwide, Tatiana Evans, a 23-year-old African-American woman, was arrested and charged with murder after allegedly shooting her boyfriend.
Damn, she shot her boyfriend. She was only 23, right? She shot him. Go ahead.
Giovanni Montague, 28, in Harris County, Texas. Authorities say the incident stemmed from jealousy after Evans found text messages from another woman on his phone.
You see that? Jealousy. Hey, that's another form of hate. You know, now, granted, he probably shouldn't have had another woman text message in his phone, but that's not deserving to die. Give me Hebrews 13:4. Cause that right there, that showed you that she had no type of self-love at home. You know, nobody taught her how to become a woman.
She still look mad as hell in the damn
mugshot. Yeah, she probably wanted damn. Hey, some of our people they just have a murderous spirit on them. You know, I mean, I'm going through the scriptures and showing y'all how brothers made a vow not to eat to kill. Cain killed his brother Abel over jealousy. Now this sister killed her boyfriend over a text message. She got so jealous she felt the need to pick up a gun and shoot him. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Marriage is honorable in all, in the bed undefiled.
They say marriage is honorable in all, in the bed undefiled. Go ahead.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
They say whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. Now, they should have been taught the commandments of God. He should have married her. You know, they should be husband and wife, not boyfriend and girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because when you boyfriend and girlfriend, I mean, anything can happen. To the point where you, I don't know, you want to murder your damn boyfriend. That's crazy. You know, I mean, the self-hatred became so deep that she decided to pick up a loaded gun and say, you know what? Can't nobody have you. I'm going to end your life now because I'm jealous over that woman. Hey, some people used to be just like that. That's repenting. Thank God for God's laws. Y'all was crazy. Some of these sisters crazy. I know. Hey, but it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. She like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. She done sliced his tires, bust his windows out. Hey, thank God for repentance, right? Give me Sirach 9 and give me Sirach 9 and what I want. 9 and 3. 9 and 3. That's why, hey, the Lord has these scriptures written down for a reason, right? Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 3. Meet not with an harlot.
The Lord say, meet not with a harlot. Sex outside of marriage, hey, that's a harlot. Right? That's why the Lord say, read again.
Meet not with an harlot. Lest thou fall into her snare.
Lest thou fall into her snares. Because that brother didn't think that that text message was going to kill him. You know, he just thought he was big player, pimp OG. And he like, hey, that's just my gal. She went through his phone probably when he was asleep. And he found out she was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was a murderer. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, that make you think how many more bodies she got. Like, damn, you was that quick to kill him over a message? But hey, give me Sirach 6 and 7. Hey, you got to prove people out here.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
You see that? The Lord say, if you're going to get a friend, prove them first. Go ahead.
And be not hasty to credit him.
And be not hasty to credit them, because I guarantee you, those was, she had signs of, you know what I'm saying, of violent behavior. You know what I mean? Whether she was cussing them out, arguing with them. You don't just pick up a gun and just shoot somebody. I mean, that hatred had to already been there, meaning she had to been meditating on that already. Some sisters do that. They have so much hatred, they still cook for you. They still clean for you. They waiting on you to trip so they can end your life.
Right, or put poison in
your food. Or put poison in your food, yeah.
Yeah, I knew cases like that.
Yeah.
I used to hear family talk about it all the time. How the women are poison their food. That's why he's like, hey, what he was saying, be mindful how you deal with certain sisters. You cuss them out a certain amount of time, hey, some of them get tired of that. They'll be putting glass in your food, poison. So that's why the Bible, like the scriptures say, you got to deal with them according to the law. Not because necessarily you can destroy her, that can turn on you. You understand? That's
yeah.
It.
You know, and these the type of spirits that we got to clean up. You know, we got a heavy job to do. Like, you know, our people is at an all-time high with this hatred spirit. Especially here in St. Louis, we number one. That's the number one spirit, anger, and hatred. Here in St. Louis, we out of 180 cities, we rank number one for that. And you see it in your everyday life. Everybody mad. You know, everybody upset. You know, because of the conditions that we in. I mean, we all in the same conditions. Hell, sometimes I wake up mad and angry. Shit, I'm broke. I'm in captivity. Damn. You know what I mean? But give me 2 Ezra 5 and 8. Because that, you know, that right there wasn't that wasn't called for. You know, for her to put him to death. You know, but hey, that spirit can hop on any one of us. You know, that hatred spirit can happen, you know, that can hop on any one of us if we don't control it. You know, hey, you know, a sister might go through her husband's phone and might see a message. You know, and it might not be what she think. But she already got hate built up that she end up acting out on it. Or vice versa.
Right, because if she going through the phone, she already got her mind made up on what she looking to see. You know what I'm saying? So so anything that might allude to, you know what I'm saying? She just gonna go off the rails. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, vice versa for the man. You know, you might get jealous over your wife. You know, and you know, because, you know, you would say to yourself, I'd never do that. She was unrepentant. But that spirit can still hop on us. You know, if you don't tame and control that hatred spirit, right? Read 2 Ezra 5 and 8.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
There shall be a confusion also in many places.
Go ahead.
And the fire shall be oft sent out again. And the wild beasts shall change their places. And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
You see that? Hey, we got monster children today. Like, we got these kids today growing up. They full of hate. The men and the women. You know, because she was only 23. So she, you know, she just became an adult. So she grew up like that. You know, she toting guns like she, you know, like, yeah, like, you know, like she in the streets. Because she probably didn't have no father at home. Mother probably didn't love her either. You know, mother probably left her in the house. You know what I'm saying? Probably not in no tornado, but, you know, but still, I mean, who knows? She probably did. You know, but that same, when you show hate towards your kids gonna grow up and do the same thing. Because all they know is hate. Mama ain't like me, daddy ain't like me, grandma ain't like me. I'm gonna have kids, I ain't gonna like them. You gonna continue the same hateful cycle. You know, and that's something that we have to break as a people, right? Give me Proverbs 8 verse 13. You know, and it's something that the Christian church ain't teaching. They not going over how to deal with these hate scriptures. Hell, everybody hate each other in the church. Hell, you know, the pastor probably sleeping with everybody in the church. You know, the sisters, they gossiping, you know what I'm saying, towards each other. You know, you got all sorts of evil going on and ain't no correction going on. He ain't bringing no solutions to the hate that's going on, right? Go ahead, read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
It say the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, right?
Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate.
You see that? The Lord say he hate all those things. You know, and all those things, you know, is a mixture of hatred. That's why the Lord say he hate that thing. He hate pride. Because a lot of the things come from pride. You know, because you so prideful that you don't want to correct yourself. You don't want nobody to correct you. You don't want to take the counsel. You don't want to get counsel. You know, you just, I can fix it myself. No, you can't. Because the Lord left prophets here to teach you. You know, to show you what the scriptures say out the Bible, right? You got something?
Right, officer.
Yeah.
It's their job to diagnose and prescribe. You know what I'm saying? So to speak, right? They supposed to be dealing with the people on the level, figuring out what the people dealing with and bringing the solutions. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that just getting up and giving them a feel-good speech every damn Sunday, right? But watch this, read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 4 and verse 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword,
right? Piercing
even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
Right. So the word of God is supposed to move, you know what I'm saying? It is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? It's dealing with the soul, dealing with the spirit in the man, right? Read.
And of the joints and marrow.
Uh-huh.
And is a discerner of the thoughts.
What? Of the what?
The thoughts.
So it's a discerner of the thoughts, read.
And intents of the heart.
Right, because we like the scriptures got to come out because things got to get pinpointed. You know what I'm saying? When the scriptures come out, the spirits come out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's not going on in the churches. That's why the pastor can't deal with all these you know what I'm saying? They can't deal in you know what I'm saying? It brings solutions for the different spirits that's running wild. You know what I'm saying? So you can't heal the people just giving feel good speeches. The scriptures got to come out to pinpoint what the people dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
right.
How we gonna get fixed if that's not happening? That's it.
Right. So, you know, I'm going through the Bible and I'm showing you hatred and I'm showing you how it's still going on today to the point like this next video I'm finna show you, y'all ain't gonna believe it. Cause hey man, give me Exodus 20 verse 13.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
The Lord said, thou shalt not kill. Right? And give me 666. Like this right here shows, you know, some of our people just need to not have kids. Man, just be celibate. Don't even deal with a man or a woman. You know, just be by yourself. Because some of our sisters, they don't need kids. Hey man, show this video. Hold on, read that title.
A father broke down when he found out his children's mother had locked his 2 children in the oven.
Nah, that ain't real. She put her 2 kids in a oven like she baking a turkey. Man, play that video.
A Georgia mother intentionally KILL her to toddlers by placing them in an oven and turning it on for 45 minutes.
Damn.
When the father, Jamiel Penn, returned on October 18th without the children, he broke down when he learned from the mother, Lamora Williams, that she had put them in the oven. He rushed into the kitchen and called 911, and by the time he got 1-year-old Jakarta Penn and 2-year-old Kyant Penn out, they were already deceased. When police arrived, they found the deceased children outside the apartment and immediately arrested their mother. What's even more heartbreaking is that investigators have been unable to identify the children. Lamora told police she didn't know who killed her children. Then she blamed her cousin for the crime. Finally, she said her sister killed the children. She wasn't sure and gave false information. Lamora Williams, 24, was charged with 2 counts of murder, but in court, Lamora's sister claimed that Lamora had suffered from severe behavioral and emotional problems since she was a child, and that she had even tried to end her life. Her husband said she had mental problems and often left the children alone in the apartment, and he submitted a letter forgiving her. After an evaluation, it was confirmed that Lamora Williams was cognitively impaired. In the end, the judge sentenced her to 5 years in prison. Do you think that was a fair sentence?
5 years, no accountability, and that's what America raised. That's what America raising the black women with no accountability. That's what you see, and like, y'all don't think that stuff can happen. That, believe it or not, that can creep in here.
Yeah, that man. Listen, like,
That's what I was just gonna say. Be careful who you marrying, proving.
Read that scripture again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Listen, the Lord said, "Thou shalt not kill." Like I know you would read these scriptures like, why is it right there? You know, I don't want to kill nobody. When I'm showing you, when you have that type of that type of hatred spirit, it ran so deep in her brain, she decided to cook her 2 kids like a turkey.
Brother, the boyfriend said that she had a history of mental issues.
Yeah.
Why would you have kids with her, knowing that this sister is mentally
well,
unstable?
he probably slept with her first, got her pregnant, then found out.
He ignored them red flags.
I mean, that's true, but a lot of times you don't find out about that person until after you didn't already slept with her.
That lust will blind you, though.
Yeah,
you right about that.
Man,
That's crazy.
Man,
but he had another one though. After he found out, he did it again.
Yeah, that's true.
After the first one.
We some sick people.
Yeah.
We mentally sick.
Bro, that's
And
crazy,
I'm showing you.
That's crazy.
I'm showing you the level of hatred. How it. I'm telling you, our people. We need help. You know, and I know one would say they would never do that. I would never put my kids in an oven. But just how far will you go if you allow that hatred to keep creeping in? You know, because some people are it'll be the small things you'll have hate on. You still mad from last year over the brother didn't say shalom to you. Now you think it's something small, but that hatred say nah. That hatred spirit say nah. It's building. It's building to the point where now you end up doing something physically harmful to the brother, or vice versa to the sister. Now you're wondering how that happened. How I do that? Now I'm saying, kind of find out, you still had hatred from last year, or however many years ago, from this person that you never checked, because you think hatred won't have you do some crazy stuff like that. That's a demon spirit. Those type of hatred and jealousy, those are spirits. Those are demonic spirits. Hey, give me Matthew 15:19. And if you don't think so, let's see what the Lord say. Matthew 15 verse 19. Let's see what the Lord say come out of your mind. Talking about she had mental issues. Yeah, she had demons on her. That's what that is. Biblically, yes, she had demonic spirits on her that allowed her to, that it was so much hatred that the spirit said, you know what, it's time to check out. Go kill them kids and put them in the oven. I'm done with you now. Right? Read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts.
So out of your mind already proceed evil thoughts. The Lord already said our minds is wicked as hell. And if you ain't got God's laws to combat that, all you're going to think about is evil all day long. That sister didn't know God's laws. So all she had was evil thoughts constantly, right? Go ahead.
Murders.
Oh. Then we just, murders. Why do you think he said, why is murder the first thing on there? Remember Cain and Abel? What's the first sin he committed? Murder. This sister murdered her own 2 kids. You know, and like the officer said, the brother she was with, he should have saw the red flags, but that poontang had you going crazy. You know, if you ain't got self-discipline, you know, he should have seen that. But that's why it go back to Sirach 6 and 7, prove a friend. Some of y'all want to get married and you don't even know this person. I ain't even been here a whole year. I love her, man. Bro, you don't even know her yet. Or sister, you don't know him yet. Let him get cleaned up. Let her get cleaned up. Because guess what? You might marry somebody like that. They ain't fully repented yet. You ain't gave them time. Then you find out she cooking your kids like a turkey in the oven. You're like, damn, what's that cooking in there? Then she lied about it. She ain't too damn crazy. My sister did it. We wise to do evil. You crazy, but yet you could cover a murder.
Right. Ain't no telling what a brother do. He find out some stuff like that happen with his kids. You think you just gonna let her walk out the house?
That's what I'm saying.
You know.
And
to say, you remember during the 70 AD, we ate our own children too. So that's what stress, you know, being oppressed, a lot of that stuff lead to that self-hatred you talking about.
And guess what? That stuff gonna come back during these last days. When the famine hit, when all these bad things start happening, what you think gonna end up happening to our people?
Remember the slaves, the women used to throw their babies over the board. They just threw their babies like, we about to die anyway. They was tossing their kids over the sea.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get that?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm still on the scripture. Read, finish that scripture. Matthew, 15 and 16? Or
verse 19.
19, read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts,
Uh-huh.
murders, adultery.
Adultery. You know, sex outside of marriage, right? Reading that scripture.
Verse 20.
No, I mean the next. Keep going.
Fornication.
Fornication. Now I showed you an example of sex outside of marriage. The sister got so mad that she put her boyfriend to death over a text message. Why? Because God didn't bring that together. That was of lust, and of lust, other things came behind that. Jealousy, hatred. She probably was angry. Ain't no telling if he had a job or not. Maybe she was paying all the bills. I don't know. It's something, it's something behind that'll just make her pick up the gun and shoot him. It wasn't just a text message. It was things that was built up behind it. We don't know the full story, but I don't think a text message, you know what I mean? Like, it's something else behind that, but all those spirits linger together. That's why Esau had the 7 sins up there. He had the categories. He's like, hey, we're going to lump all these in one, right? Can you read?
Thefts.
False witness, right?
Blasphemy.
Uh-huh.
These are the things which defile a man.
These are the things that defile a man. So the Lord already telling you the spirits that we already dealing with. And, you got to examine yourself. Man, would I do something like that? I don't know. Would you? What you dealing with? Hey, if you got some type of hatred or jealousy going on, jealousy will take you a long way. So, these type of spirits, we have to watch out for, right? Let me give one more example of, let me see where I'm at, of hatred, right? Let's show you the example of our forefather King David, right? To show you this hatred spirit that he had on him. He repented, but the example was still there. So we can learn from it, right? Let's read verse 2. Let's start at verse 2.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass in an evening time that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself.
So, hey, he got up. Went to the roof and he saw a woman washing herself. So she had to be naked, right? Go ahead.
And the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
Now the lust kicked in. He said, dang, hey, she beautiful. She looked good, right? Keep reading.
And David sent and inquired after the woman.
He said, hey, who is that woman right there? Who is that pretty woman right there? Now remember, he already, his mind is already made up. Damn, she the baddest thing ever. So in his mind, that lust is already there. So he said, hey, who's that sister? Go find out, right? Read.
And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?
Hey, she's the wife of Uriah. So the messenger came back and said, hey, she married. That beautiful woman that you saw, she already taken, right? Keep reading.
And David sent messengers and took her.
He said, hey, go get her. I want her anyway. Because that lust took over. Now he already done found out that she's already married. So now he decided to say, you know what, I don't care. I still want her. That's showing hatred towards your brother. You coveting after your neighbor's wife, right? Keep reading.
And she came in unto him, and he lay with her.
He slept with her. He said, you know what? I want her so bad, I'm going to cause her to commit adultery. Right? Go ahead.
For she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house.
Then she went back home, right? So he slept with her. Then he sent her back to her house, right? Keep reading.
And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child.
Now she told King David, hey, I'm pregnant. It's your baby. So David like, damn. Because remember, he know that she married. He know he messed up. So now he got, damn, I got her pregnant, right? Okay, right? Keep reading.
Verse 6. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah.
So now David said, hey, send me Uriah, the husband of this wife, right? Go ahead.
The Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did.
So now David talking to Uriah because now he got to figure something out. He done got this man wife pregnant, and now he got to try to figure out a game plan to try to fix all this, right? Now jump down to, or try to cover up what he did. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14.
Now let's see what King David did to Uriah, right? Go ahead.
And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah.
So he wrote a letter. It was some instructions concerning Uriah. Go ahead.
And he wrote in the letter, saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle.
He said, hey, put Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle. Meaning to put him on the front line. Send him to war, but he need to be the first one out there. Because now he got to cover up this, what he did. He said, damn, I gotta get this man killed. I didn't slept with his wife. I didn't got her pregnant, and he can't know about this. He can't know what happened. So that hatred runs so deep that he said, you know what? I got to get him killed. So he wrote a letter. He said, hey, put him on the front line, right? Keep reading.
And retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
You see that? He said, put him on the front line that he might die. So he could take this man's wife. You know, but it started with that lust. And that was part of the 7 sins I showed y'all, that the study that came out and how we ranked number 2 out of that. Lust was up there. And one may think, I just got a lust spirit. I wouldn't murder my brother. Sure you would. If you want that man's wife. It's in the scriptures. It happened. You got something?
It's facts, because if y'all look at the 10 Commandments, I want to say probably from honor thy mother and thy father on down, it all deals with your brother.
Yeah.
It all deals with loving your brother as yourself, right? Can I get a scripture?
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 8. 8 and verse 9. Honor thy mother and thy father. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. No, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Mm-hmm. Shalt not steal, bear false witness, covet. All of those deal with loving your brother. If you go outside of that, it can lead to hate. It leads to hate. Watch this. Read verse 8. It is hate. Read verse 8.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another has fulfilled the law.
It says you fulfill the law when you love your brother, when you love your sister. It's going to explain. Verse 9.
For this, thou shalt not commit adultery.
If you love your brother, you won't commit adultery. If you love your sister, you won't commit adultery. That's love. Outside of that is hatred. Come on.
Thou shalt not kill.
You wouldn't kill if you love your brother, if you love your sister. Come on.
Thou shalt not steal.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not covet.
Mm-hmm.
And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying. Mm-hmm. Namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You see that? So that's how we love one another, in keeping these commandments. And if we not doing that, that's a form of hatred. You will commit adultery. You will steal. You will lie. You will covet. And that's what we was reading about David. He coveted his brother's wife, and he committed adultery.
Right. So, you know, I'm showing y'all examples of dealing with hatred that it is in the scriptures, right? I'm going to show you one more example. Give me Numbers 16, verse 1. You know, to show you that this hate spirit been around. It's an old demon, old spirit. You know, from way back. And it's just coming and going, jumping in whoever he can. Whoever got that house open, right? Read that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16 and verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men.
So this was during the wilderness. Moses just delivered the children of Israel, out of Egypt, hard bondage. Now they in the wilderness, and now you got some men of these tribes. They all came together. So let's see what type of spirit they was dealing with, right? Read verse 2.
And they rose up before Moses.
It say they rose up before Moses. Meaning, guess what? They stood up before him. You know what? They got some hatred going on. They see Moses. He delivered everybody. A Negro, when somebody's shining and you ain't the one doing it, it's always why that nigga doing something? Man, I can do it. I can do it better than him. Man, come on, man. He chose you. He chose you to be the leader. All type of, you would think everybody would be happy for you that you did this great thing, not for yourself, but for everybody. You just helped free everybody out of Egypt. Everybody came up out of Egypt. But there go a couple Negroes. Man, I could have did that. The Lord could have chose me. Matter of fact, I would have delivered them faster than you, Moses. That hatred spirit started kicking in, right? Read.
And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel.
You see that? Hey, it's black on black crime. Brother on brother crime. It say they rose up, right? Go ahead.
250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
250 men, guess what? These were famous people. They were men of renown. He got the famous, hey, let's go against Moses. So these weren't no regular dudes. They was famous and they were renowned. And they all had that same spirit. Nigga, who chose you? I got a name in Israel. I was somebody. Then Moses just came along, he took over. They was big meat. They was the top shots. They was Larry Hoover. They was all the so-called greats.
Hey, that's heavy though, because it said they was famous men of the congregation. So yeah, man, I say that all the time. I say everything ain't what it look like.
Yeah.
People think because they see something, it is what it is. Y'all don't know what people dealing with. These was famous men in a congregation, and they was dealing with that spirit.
Yeah, there you go. That means they had people that was following them. They had people that looked up to them. But yet here it is. They had hatred on them. They say, man, we finna rise up against this dude. And they thought they had him. They got 250 men. They say, we got him, right? Keep reading.
Verse 3. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron.
They say they gathered themselves against Moses and Aaron. Go ahead.
And said unto them, ye take too much upon you.
He said, hey, man, you take too much upon yourself. Go ahead.
Seeing all the congregation are holy. Every one of them.
Everybody holy, man. Go ahead.
And the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourself above the congregation.
He say, so you gonna lift yourself up above the congregation? Everybody holy, man. Now he basically taking shots at Moses. Moses is doing what the Lord told him. But they said, hey, we better than you. We got a name out here. But it stemmed from hatred. Because if you didn't hate your brother, you wouldn't think none of it. You would just be happy you ain't a slave no more. You say, damn, the Lord then destroyed all these Egyptians. Moses helped do it. Him and Aaron. All praises.
We all won.
We all won, not these brothers. They said, nah. You gotta really sit back and think about this. They just watched the destruction of Egypt. They watched the water get split, the ocean. They watched all the miracles happen. They seen the chariot in the sky. They got delivered, and yet they say, man, we still hate this nigga. Hey, one would think, I wouldn't deal with that. People would say, if you seen a miracle today, I ain't gonna have no hateful spirit towards nobody. Hey, you a lie. Hey, it's already proven. They seen great miracles back then.
Right, they can see the angel come down and talk to you. And still hate you.
Still hate you.
Still hate you after that. They don't give a damn.
So you would think, Nah, I would never have that spirit on me. I seen mighty things happen. I believe in God. I love God, but you hate your brother. You're a liar. You know, so I wanted to show y'all these examples, right, of the hatred in the scripture. Now, I'm going to show you this one last article before we close it down.
Suspect used girlfriend's car in fatal shooting of Fort Worth rapper Lil Ronnie and daughter.
You see that? It say the suspect, he didn't even have no car. He used his girlfriend car to go shoot this rapper and his 5-year-old daughter. Now, I don't know what beef was going on, but he had so much hate. Hey, baby, can I borrow your car? I'll put $5 of gas in there. Like, yeah, you know, I mean, this dude ain't got no car, but yet he full of hate that he finna go murder. Like, I mean, come on, man. Imagine you going to get her a little Focus. She got a, you know what I'm saying? She got a little Ford Focus car. And you finna go murder somebody. You know, you got this much hate on you that, you know, you went and borrowed your girlfriend's car to go commit a murder, right? Keep reading. Scroll down, right? Yeah, read that.
Forest Hill police revealed one of the suspects in the early March fatal shooting of Fort Worth rapper Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter.
You see that? He killed a 5-year-old girl. You know, like, the hate, like, it's so demonic out here that they don't care who they kill no more. You know, you shouldn't kill anyway, but damn, you would think one would think the 5-year-old ain't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But they saying, no, these young dudes out here, they shooting any and everything. It say he killed the father and he killed the 5-year-old. Keep reading.
Used his girlfriend's vehicle to allegedly commit the crime.
According
to a newly released arrest affidavit.
Keep going.
On March 6th, police arrested 24-year-old Adonis Robinson in Livingston, northeast of Houston. A second suspect, 21-year-old Jacoby Russell, turned himself in a day later and was arrested by U.S. Marshals.
Keep reading.
Both are now facing capital murder charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Lil Ronnie Sibley, and his 5-year-old daughter.
Right. So, you know, that came from hatred, jealousy, envy, greed, whatever it could have been. You know, I don't know the backstory behind it, but when you involved in this rap industry nowadays, you know, them the spirits you gonna meet. You out here rapping about murder, theft, all these type of things, you gonna meet those spirits. You know, and like I said, I don't know what happened, but that hatred killed him and his daughter. You know, so we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. You know, I just wanted to dive more into the hatred amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all got something out the class. That I say shalom.
We'll work with anybody and form coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary.
This is a revolution of God. This time that we're living in, the greatest time on earth, revolution. Spiritual and biblical revolution. All these lives will be shut down in the earth. I live in freedom. He's strong in the Lord. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive.
You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all